Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've been working on the outbuilding area from the coal mine and I guess the loader as well, and wanted to get everybody caught up quick. This is just minimal stuff that I've done. The plan is that I'm going to have this building be parallel to the benchwork here, but that way it's off center or isn't exactly lined up with this building. I think it'll look a lot better that way. The other thing I've done is have laid all the track or nailed the track down and added those few little pieces on the edge back there. The reasoning for that is I'm going to put Sculptamold around that to act as the bumper for back there and just have it be some earth. And I was going to just use cork as a way to bridge the gap, because this is angled a little bit and needs to be held up, and of course it leaves a gap between the track. But I remembered that I had some Sculptamold left over, and that's going to be a lot easier than trying to line cork up exactly where it needs to be. So I marked on the benchwork where I need to put Sculptamold down, and then I've marked out in the dirt. You can kind of see it right there where I need to put it as well. So I am going to do that off camera, as this is a tough spot to try and film in, as I've said in the past. And we'll get that and update everybody when I'm done with it. All right, here's the progress so far on the mine loading portion. I got the track put in, Sculptamold put on where the building's going to sit, and then put in some ballast along the tracks for where it's going to be at. I did add some to the inner portion, and even though there's a few spots here where it's showing out, I only went so far just to, one, be careful, and the second, with the mine building going to be over the tracks, I knew it was going to be hard to try and ballast it at that point. So I just ballasted what I could to make it easy, and that's where we're at for that. I also added some Sculptamold along the back over here to act as an earth bumper. I wanted to do that for these tracks just because I like the look of it, and that's what a lot of mine are going to be, at least for industry areas. And just painted that with some trail tan and black mixture to give that color to it, and then sprinkled some of the brown dirt that I had that was the bigger stuff, and then went in with some of the ballast that I'd used. And then on, we'll see if we can point it out, it's hidden back here, but on this side of where the switch was at, or the throw for the switch, double crossover that's back there, the ballast had kind of come up, and so I scraped that out and then reapplied it and glued it back in. So everything is coming along nicely. I'm going to get the New River mining building in and get it ballasted around for the steps in that, get it glued in, and go from there. So we'll see everybody back once that's done and it's placed. So one thing that I made sure of is to have that each chute was above where the hopper would be at to load it. I know the right one is off center just a little bit, but that's the best I could get with the way the kit is. So I am going to get this building secured, and then we'll go be back in a bit. Hey everyone, it's been a little bit since I've worked down here on at least the mine portion of the layout. Trying to be careful since this is the backside of the mountain and I can't really see the screen, and I'm freehanding the camera, but as you can see, I did get trees put in onto the backside of the mountain, and really like how it turned out, and really have pretty much decided that that is all that I'm going to be doing for at least the trees over here. And then I went ahead and added a few people here in the top, and then some of the other trees. So that is that for the mine, at least the mountain part. Let me get the camera onto my tripod and we'll discuss a little bit of what's been going on over here. Okay, since it's been a few months since I last recorded anything on, the loading facility, tipple, whatever you want to call it, I will do a quick overview and then show some of the mountain, at least the head house, the lights on. I realized I didn't have those plugged in the last clip. And then we'll end this series. I think we'll call it good with this video, at least for now, and end it with a little bit of switching, and we'll see how it goes. But anyway, back here, I ended up using just Sculpt the Mold to make an earthen bumper for the loading tracks. I felt that was something more appropriate for the location instead of just using the metal ones that you can get, and just did that. I also made sure when I was either doing the ballast or the dirt for that, bumper area, that I had a good chunk of coal mixed in with it so that it would look like it's just been spilled here and there from the cars and that. I did add another figure there on the ladders, or the ladder walking up, stairway, whatever. One thing was I knew that I needed to be really careful with the track work here to make sure nothing was in the way, and I thought I was very liberal in the cleaning when I was getting everything set up for in here. However, this first track I kept having issues because I would just test going back and forth like that, as long as I didn't myself derail the cars. But they kept derailing underneath the loader itself, and I couldn't really figure out what was going on, and kind of just decided I'm just going to leave it. And after enough frustration, I finally figured out that it was actually a little bit of material that had built up on in between the two tracks, just barely, that I'd used to hide some of the plastic footing of the loader itself, and that was causing the derailments the whole time. Scraped it off and haven't had any problems since. Everything is glued in except for the top of this truck loader, as I don't know if I'm going to use this that is part of the Glacier Gravel Kit, I think is what it is, the name of it. I don't know if I want to kit bash something and have it sitting next to it as well. I guess I can move this down just a little bit so you can see the base. But I can see it going either way, but you know, if this was just like a overflow container, but I just haven't decided, and it works being just sitting there. It won't get destroyed in any other location, you know, being there, so we'll let it sit. But as this is now, I'm going to call it done, and or at least the series, because it looks good. I can't really do anything else with it until I decide if on the scenery that I want to do back here for the main yard and getting the main line ballasted and everything else. But this spot looks good how it is, and think that I can call it at least done for now and move on to some other projects and then come back to it. And then, as I said, here's the, you know, how this looks with the lights on and having the added people there. So I think it turned out pretty good. You know, and that's really all that there is to it. I want to, you know, quickly thank everybody for sticking around and watching the series. Hopefully it was fun and, you know, kind of give some ideas for something that you want to do if you're looking to do something like this. But as I said earlier, we'll end it with a little bit of switching, getting some of these cars pulled out, and we'll see everybody in the next video. And, you know, again, thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing, those who have. It's, you know, been really awesome to see that. So we'll end with the switching and see everybody in the next video.